All right, so let's talk about logical operators. So let's go to get our PHP page and save it as logical. Let me use an underscore operators. I hope that's the actual spelling. Okay. Logical. All right, so these operators are like this. For example, we saw an if statement where y greater than something like that. Okay, sorry, y like that greater than x. Okay, if then we execute something in here. So now this right here is a logical operator because it determines which logic will be followed. It's a comparison operator. This one, it compares whether this is greater than that or this is less than that. But there are also an equal sign. Normally you'd think this is how it works, where you say if y is equal to x, but actually you have to add two equal signs like that for when you're comparing. When you add one equal sign like that, it means you're assigning a value. You're saying y should be equal to whatever is contained in x, which is not what you want in this case. You want to compare the two, so you use two equal signs like that. So let's test this out. Let me say y is equal to 0, and then I say x is equal to 0 as well. So if these are similar, then let's echo and say same. Okay, so let me run this in Firefox, add the local host, enter. So you see it says same because they're exactly the same value. Now there's a one with three equal signs like that, which means identical. Okay, now why is this different from the other? Because on the first two I could have something like x, y, like this. You see, this is a string but it contains 0. This one is an integer which contains 0. So these are not really exactly the same because this is a string, this is an integer, but they kind of look the same. So if I were to compare these two using two equal signs like that, let me reverse, and you see it says they are the same. Okay, let's add an else statement here so that we see the opposite of this effect, like this. Let me add different here. So you see, if these are equal, same, else they are different. So now if I put the identical operator like that, three of these equal signs, this will probably be no longer the case. It will say they are different because this one is a string and this one is an integer. So you use this when you want to be absolutely sure that they're the same type and the same value. Okay, now there's another operator. So let me just write this one here and say equal to. Equal to is like this. You put two double signs. Then there's one, let me put a break tag there. Identical, okay, identical to. So you have three of those. Now there's one which negates. If you want to do the not equal or not identical, let me duplicate this and say not equal. So when you say this is not equal to, you add an exclamation mark like that. Okay, so let me remove one of these signs here and this one. So this one is not equal to, this one is not identical to. So as you can see, we've just replaced one of the equal signs with an exclamation mark, and it completely negates whatever the value is. It does the opposite. If the value is true, it does the opposite and makes it false. So in this case, if I do this, I put an exclamation mark, okay, then the answer will be not. So let's try and see what this gives us. These are the ones on top. So the answer is not same, which means it passes through here because these are not identical, which is a true statement. So if not y is not identical to x, then pass through here. So we can try this with these two like this, and we'll come out with not different because y with this not equal to, in this case it's actually equal to this one because it's 0 and 0, even though they're different types, because we're just using two of these. So this will be false, where we say y is not equal to x, but it is equal, so this will return false. So it won't pass through here, it will go through there instead, and we get the not different operator. Now there are other operators. What if you want to mix these conditions, for example? If you want to mix the conditions, you could type something like, for example, OR. There's the OR operator, which is like two pipes like this. Then there's the AND operator. Now the AND is double ANDs like that. That's how it is. So how do you use these two? You could say, for example, let's use equal signs here. Let's say if y is equal to x, you can say and, oh sorry, 2 only, y is equal to 0. Yes, no, let me just put those for now. Okay, so if y is equal to x and y is equal to 0, so in this case it's doing two comparisons. This will only be true, it will only evaluate to true if both statements are correct. If one of these is wrong, then this will equate to a false statement and it won't pass through here, it will go through here instead. So let's test this out and see what answer we get. We get a yes like that, which means it went through here because it's true that y is equal to x and y is actually equal to 0 in this case. So you could use the OR operator as well, double pipes like that, and this will evaluate to true if any of these is correct. So if this one is correct or that one is correct, this could be wrong, this could be correct, it will work. Any of them, as long as one of them is correct, it's going to pass through here. Now you can add to these and put some more, like y is less than 0. This won't matter because as long as any of these is correct, it will pass through here. But if we add an AND over here like that, we can do an AND as well here. It means all three must be correct, all three conditions must be met before it goes through here, or it will go to the no. So in this case, I think we're going to get a no because this last one is not correct. So this is how you use these AND operators. You can even add brackets, like evaluate these two first, like so. You know, if that and the result of this, then you go through there. All right, so this is how these operators actually work. You could even do something like this. You have one condition in there, and then you put some open and close bracket like that, and you say exclamation mark. So the result of this will be inverted by the exclamation mark. So if this evaluates to true, then this will make it false. If this results to false, this will make it true. So let's test that out and see what happens. And I still get the no as the answer. So you can use this on many things. You can say if is numeric. Okay, if is numeric y, for example, then we pass through here. I have too many, yeah. Is it numeric? Yes, it is numeric. But if I put an exclamation at the beginning, it becomes if it's not numeric. So let's check that out. Let me save that. If it's not numeric, then no. So it doesn't go through here, it goes through there instead. So this is how you use logical operators in PHP. I'll see you in the next lesson.